George Clooney, so cool to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Are you in Dublin?
I am in Dublin. How are you? Can we talk about your Irish roots first then? Can we
Yeah, we
talk about
can. We
can we
can.
talk about the excitement that hit town last year when George Clooney was coming to visit his relatives?
It
How
was.
are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I, I wish I could travel at all anywhere. I would wish I'd be thrilled to be back in Ireland. That was we were there for Easter, and it was unusually warm and nice, and everybody, it couldn't have been more fun to be there then. I have to say, and I met a bunch of relatives that I never knew I had, which was also fun. But we're fine. We're in lockdown. We're like you. We're, you know, doing dishes and laundry and changing diapers. It's all
How,
the
how are you coping with that? Because a lot of people I've been speaking to have been saying it's been amazing because, especially the life of an actor, you're always on the road.
right.
You've been able to be home with your family. What has that been like?
Well, it's nice to wake up with the kids and put them to bed every night. There's something really special about that, and I'm sure it's a benefit to them. Um, you know, if you're looking for a silver lining in a very dark cloud, I would suppose that's it. You know, there's there's all these other elements. My parents are not young. I'd like to be able to visit them and see them, and Amal's parents. And there's a lot of things that we're all as humankind right now dealing with, which is that our inability to be next to the people we love, and that's always frustrating, and particularly now. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. We see some vaccines coming, and I'm really hopeful for the new year.
Can I ask the honest truth though? Because everyone has been given this line of, it's so amazing to be at home with my kids. And right now, I know I've got that door slammed shut, hoping to God that they don't run in. And
Yeah,
sometimes I just want a break. Do you
yeah.
sometimes just want that break, George, and go, do you know what? I need to go on this junket. You need to leave me alone.
We're down here in the room where I edit, and I have to say, it's the most peaceful 3 hours I've had in my life. It's literally so calming. No, it's fun. The kids are great. They're at a great age, so it's easy for us. I mean, they're 3 years old, and you know, everything I get to train them, because it's not about educating them yet. So everything I get to train them is about, like, this will be funny. Put some Nutella in your nappy and go show it them on. Yeah,
So
it's
they're
just
going to they're going to continue your pranking ways, yeah.
if they don't, I'll be very disappointed. They might just think everything I do is awful.
Do you know, I love this film, George, and I love there's so many different messages going through it. And I was watching it, taking down so many lines. And there's one line that your character of Augustine says, and he says, Mars is the most important star in the sky. If you get lost, it will help you find your way. How
Right.
have you found your way during this time,
Ours is the
or
most.
even in Hollywood?
Um, you actually have to have a North Star, and the North Star is usually something that you were raised with as a child, probably my parents and the way I was raised gives you a North Star that says this is how these are the things that are actually of value in your life, and integrity and your friendships and love of your family and your friends and the things that matter. And as long as you keep that sort of as your North Star, it's hard to get caught up in the rest of it. I've been extraordinarily successful in my life, much more so than I ever thought. I've also had massive failures. As long as you don't think you're brilliant when you have those great moments, then you don't have to think you're an idiot when you have the failures either. If you can keep it somewhere in the middle, you sort of survive all that.
Yeah. How what was making this movie like? And I don't mean for you because it looked quite intense. What were you like to live with when you were going home at night after such a full-on day on set?
I was so happy because we'd finish up, I'd come home and I'd get home in time to put the kids to bed usually, because we're working with Kaylin, a nice Irish girl, and
Hmm.
we would finish at, we'd have to finish at a certain time because she's a kid, so you can't work past a certain time. So I'd be able to drive back to the house and see the kids and put them in bed. So there was a great advantage to that, and I'm nothing but happy when I'm home with my family.
Well, now that you have family here in Ireland, hopefully that means you're coming home here soon and hopefully
Well,
bringing a production here, maybe like your mate Matt did.
Yeah, I talked to Matt while he was there. He absolutely loved being there. And with Matt, you never know. He could just buy a house there, just move. But my experience there was, it was so memorable, and seeing family was so much fun, and really being able to actually feel your real roots is a really cool thing. And my father had been there and visited the family before, and so it was really fun for me.
Well,
Loved it.
George, we will welcome you back with open arms.
Can't
Thanks for
wait.
taking the time to chat.
Okay, you too.
Thanks, George. Lovely to meet you. Bye.
Bye.